Hello everyone. Welcome to my Thursday video, not filmed on Thursday. If you're around on Tuesday, you know that I'm not here live, but I'm still bringing you a video. And today, on Thursday, I'm filming it on Wednesday evening for you all. So for those of you who are popping in and they're going, who's this crazy lady? My name is Woodbridge. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the central coast of New South Wales. So what should you expect when you watch my videos? I am a card maker, so I show you how to make cards with our amazing Stampin' Up! Products. And if you're in Australia, I would love it if you could purchase from me. So there is a shop link in the description below if you would like to shop. Now over here on YouTube, thumbs up and subscriptions help me so much. So if you enjoy what you see over here, please make sure to give me a thumbs up so I know you're liking the content that I give you. If you don't like the content, I'm so sorry. I am not the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for you. But that's okay. We all have our own tastes. So what's going on with Stampin' Up! Today? Today we have brand new weekly deals. So we have September weekly deals. I'm sure the weekly deals are amazing, and I will be sending a newsletter out with a link to the new weekly deals. There will be information on my Facebook page. Just right now when I'm recording this, I don't know what they are. So I will be sharing them, but I can't share them in this video. I'll talk to you more about them on Tuesday when I have my Facebook Live. But what I can tell you is we have our Perfect Partners promotion. So I love all the alliteration. This is some brand new dies to go with stamp sets that didn't previously have dies. So we have our apple blossom and our fresh cut stems. We have 6 sets that now have dies until the 30th of September. So if you thought you might like those stamp sets and went, oh, I wish they had dies, or you love them even more, now they've got dies, you can grab them. So we've got our birthday piggy and our tree trimming and our yeti and our waterfall canyon. So they are fantastic sets that now for a limited time have dies. So let me pop that back over there. So today, what am I showing you? We are playing once again with the Brightest Beauty set. This is our wattle set, and wattle is a national flower in Australia, and it is currently in flower everywhere in Australia. There are like 400 or 500 different varieties of wattle, and as I drive around in the car, I take special note of the foliage colours of the wattle to see what I can do differently to make it different, because predominantly wattle is yellow or very light orange, so it's a bit hard to do any variety. So I look at the colour of the foliage. So that's the stamp set, and we are playing with that today, but it's not the main feature of the card. What I'm featuring today is the dies, and this is the Golden Beauty dies. If you get the stamp set and dies together, you save 10%, like with our Perfect Partners. I had to think of the name. Perfect Partners. If you get those bundles, you save 10%, or you can buy them separately, which is fine. So we're using our 2 sprigs and all of these little dies here, which I have pre-cut. I have been very, very smart and pre-cut all my little wattle so I can just stick them on and make life a little easier for myself. But this cuts out the stamp, and then we will be using this label as well. Okay, and just to show you, this is the die. This is the card that we'll be making. Well, I'm also throwing in a bit of vellum with the brick and mortar die embossing folder. It's not die, it's an embossing folder. I think that tells me it is time to flick around and get making. Now, some of these cards have already have finished elements because I shared them in a recent class and my team meeting. So I've showed those girls how it all went together. Okay, just bear with me a second here. I hope I don't have technical issues like I have had recently. Welcome back, everyone. Of course there was some technical issues, but you're not going to be able to tell in the video because I'm going to splice it together. You know, welcome to the real life of card making over here on my channel. So Ellen Woodbridge strikes again. So the stamp set we're using is Brightest Beauty, and I have everything pre-cut, and I just need to do a little bit of stamping here, and I have one card front, so I need to pop out our stamps. This is a little container for all my extra die cuts. So we need the main image and we need the wattle. Now, I know this is very similar to acacias and mimosas, whoops, in other countries, but we call it wattle here in Australia. So I'm just going to be using 2 ink colours. We are using So Saffron and Smoky Slate. You can see I've done lots of stamping of this card on this. And because we're stamping off the edges, I'll just get a scrap piece of paper. Smoky Slate ink pad. This has to be one of my favourite greys. It is a true grey, and it definitely has a cool tone to it. So I'm not stamping off or anything like that with this, but to make this collage, I kind of did it wrong with this piece. I start with the focal image in the middle and then I block it in all the way around. So then that way you've always got one full image. That seems to work best. When I did this one, I didn't have a full image, but because we're popping stuff over the top, it didn't make a difference. So that's a look at the card we're making. And I'm now just going to bring our sprig of wattle in from all sides. So I'm going to do it a different angle. Don't do what I just did and drop it. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it like this. That is going to be so much easier. Okay, this one I may just do this, and here I will do this, and then here, that one just there, didn't ink that one up perfectly, but that's okay. I am actually really happy with how that looks. So I'm going to take my stamp chamois, give it a bit of a clean. Now, I'm not here today because my eldest is having a small surgery today and everything's okay. It's just the reason why I'm not here. So I would love you girls, because I'm missing seeing you live today. I would love you all to be chatting in the chat or in the comments, so I know you're here and you're loving this. I would love to know who already owns this stamp set, because I do love it. Now, I'm using So Saffron for this piece, and because this is our background, what I'm actually going to do is stamp off. And I'm going to get this roughly right. It does not have to be perfect because this is our background. It's not going to be, it's just going to be there. It's not necessarily going to be the hero of the card. Okay, and these ones along here, and I know I have to go back and fix up one of the other cards that doesn't have any. So you can see how quickly that background came together, and this one I just need to stamp off. And these flowers are a distinctive stamp, so they do have a whole lot of dimension to them, which is fantastic. This is great to use by itself and create a background. Okay, that is all cleaned, ready to go. Pop that over there because I don't need it anymore. And do you know what we might do next? I may stamp my sentiments. Then we're up to the next step. So my sentiments, because I did a class, I made a jig. So I popped a piece of fresh freesia paper in my Stamparatus. I popped this stamp on the paper, stamped it, and then I die cut it in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I did not move the stamp off this plate, and I have marked where this jig goes in the corner and which side my plate goes on. So then all I have to do is pop in my additional die cut piece, and I only need 2 more. Because I stamped one originally, I will have an extra piece left over, and that can go in my use it up box. So how's that once? Do you know what? I think I might want to do it twice. And that is the wonderful thing about having the Stamparatus. Nothing has moved. And I can stamp that twice just for a slightly darker impression. Okay, let's see if I can grab this other one. Okay, there we go. Pop that. I think that one might be upside down, even though it looks symmetrical. I think there is a right and a wrong way, and I was right. Okay. Once that has not moved, thinking this ink pad might need a little re-inking. I've got a couple of those at the moment. I think we discovered the pool party needs a bit of a re-ink as well. So that is all of our stamping completed. So I think the next thing I need to do is, besides clean this, so then future Ellen will thank me right now for having had everything cleaned to make the cleanup of this so much easier. Then I can just pop my stamps away. I am a bit of a clean as I go crafter. I also clean up after every project. So then I'm ready and clean and have it creates a clear brain. So I have a creative clear space to go on with. Okay, next element I want to do is our embossed background. Now this has to be one of my favorite and most versatile embossing folders. This is a 3D embossing folder, so it is quite thick. It is also just versatile because it's just bricks. It works with flowers, it works with masculine cards, just works with anything. Because you know, a brick background, it's just neutral. It's not masculine, it's not feminine, it just is. So I've already popped that in the folder. I will grab across my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now, I don't want to use our normal sandwich for this, so we won't be using our clear plates or our shim or die cut plate. All we need is our plate 1, and it tells us right here, using 3D embossing folders, we need plate 1 put in the folder with the paper, and we need plate 4. And this is my plate 4, and I have my folder going fold in or hinge in, so we don't stress the embossing folder, because I have heard of people splitting them over the years. They just put them in the wrong way. So just one pass through, and that is done. Okay, that is all away and out of our way, and I'm hoping you can see, just let me show you on the back of this card, that on this you have some shallow bricks and some deep bricks. So it definitely is the rustic look, and I like that it's not all the same. It does add interest. Okay, so I can pop that embossing folder out of the way. Now what I want to do is just pop these to the side. They do not want to move. Okay, I kind of need these first and foremost, because I normally don't put my sentiment on till the end. That won't work today, because I want everything to come out of my sentiment, which means for this project in particular, we need this here so our sprigs can come out of it. Then we know where we're placing everything, and this is going on dimensionals just to make it a little, just to have that depth and interest in the card. Okay, so pop it wherever you want. You can have it left, you can have it right. I do like it somewhere about here, and I can line it up fairly straight on the bricks. That is one, and I do have 2 here. So we'll do all these steps at once. So grab this one, and because we don't need saggy middles, I'm definitely doing this way. 2, and I have busily been making, I have almost made all my cards for this month's class. So on the 3rd Sunday, which I don't know the date off the top of my head, but if you are local-ish to me, you are invited to my class that I do run in person, and we do make cards like this. So the last couple of cards I have made on video with you girls have been my class cards. So we did some embossing in August. We did, what else did we do? We did embossing. We did like heat embossing. We did emboss resist on that card. We used our brushed I wanted to say brass butterflies, but our brush metallic sheets to have as stickers and do the die cutting with ornaments. And we did this card, and I think everyone loved the variety, and I'm kind of calling all the cards I've made for this month's class, we've definitely got cutesy Christmas happening. So it's definitely not traditional Christmas, definitely cutesy Christmas. And our last one is definitely showcasing some foil designer series paper, which is stunning. Okay, I've got my silicone mat out because I am now going to adhere our sprigs. And I'm breaking my own rule about using wet glue on vellum. It is just needed in this case because this is so fine and I didn't make stickers out of it. Okay, so this is just going to be a titch difficult for me to pick up. I'll probably end up with like really gluey hands. And one of my ladies from class, she didn't even add the wattle flowers to her project. She went, no, this is pretty just with the sprigs, and left it at the sprigs. So if you didn't want to add the wattle blossoms to this, you don't need to. I personally like the wattle blossoms. Okay, sorry if you can hear my husband in the background. The temperature's dropping outside, so I assume he is popping on the air conditioner and making noise while he does it, because all the electronic beeping happens. Okay, pop this one like that. So I've used 2 long and 1 short. Where did that go? That totally stuck to my hand, didn't it? That really wasn't what we wanted. Now, will you stay? Thank you. And when we pop on the wattle, I am going to put a teensy dot of glue on where we want the wattle to go. So I shouldn't get gluey hands. So that is our first one done. And then I've just got to replicate this 2 more times, because this is exactly what I would have done in my normal live video. So you will get a longer video just without the chit chat of me interacting. So if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, because I do assume I will have some downtime tomorrow, and I'll be able to answer your questions. I just can't guarantee that I'll be available live to do a premiere. I did think about doing a premiere so I could chat with you, but I just don't know the exact plan for Thursday. So, and obviously I am pre-filming this, so you girls have some content from me. And Siri's trying to be so rude and trying really, really hard to interrupt, and I shouldn't have said her name. Okay, and yeah, that was maybe a little too much glue, but that's okay. Lucky it does dry clear, that's all I can say. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one, I'm just it's coming with both. It's okay, I'll grab a different block. Just want to grab this block here and just put a bit of pressure on that. And this one, I knew this one belonged with something. We can pop this last one down, and then we are just adding our blossoms. So this is a really nice card that you can just pop on something to watch on the telly or listen to some music and just get that repetitive flow going, because it's a really nice, you can get lost in making the card. Well, I try really hard not to knock over all my wattle pieces. Okay. Oh, let's try again. These are very, very fine and very, very beautiful. And I should have also told you the colour I chose to use was, or is, soft succulent. So one of our wattle varieties that grows local to me does have this very nice silvery grey leaf that mimics, or the soft succulent mimics that perfectly. Okay, I'll move the piece so I don't have to move my hand so much. Okay, one really, there we go. One more, then we use our take your pick tool. Okay, it's really nice to be able to use the silica mat. Not only is it non-stick and the glue just rolls off it when it's dry, you can just ball it up, which I'm already doing. It gives you that darker colour just to see through the vellum. Okay, and that one just there. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is replace, turn it around a bit and just do this. Now I'm going to see if I can zoom in a bit, just so you girls and guys can see me attach this wattle, and then obviously I'll zoom out later. Remind me to zoom out later. Okay, so just to remind you, these dies have all different shapes of wattle flowers, so we'll have quite a few different types to play with. And this is, I'll just pop this fairly close here. This is what I got, or what I envisaged in the first place. Obviously, we can add more or less depending on where we go. So the putty end of the take your pick tool is absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to grab a couple of different areas here for first. Like, I'll do a first run through, then I will do a second run through. I'm afraid though I don't have too many of these big friends available because all my class girls nabbed them, which is fine. They had lots and lots of fun, which was awesome. Okay, so that one can go just there like so. So I've kind of got 3 clusters, and then I am just so I've just added a few more pieces of glue just so I can do exactly what I'm doing right now, and just go in with some of the pieces. So I've got 3, 2. I kind of would like to have 3 here in the middle. As I say, every one that you do is going to be different, and this is really where you can lose yourself and just go, yes, I love that, or no, I don't love that. Kind of love that so far. Okay, I kind of want to add a big one here and maybe a little one there. So just going to add, actually what I might add is that one there. Turn this one over, which it doesn't want to do at the moment. You know what, I'm going to change my mind, and I'm going to pop this large one right there. Yep, just like that. And this one will be a little more bare than the other one, but it is quite a lot smaller sprig than the other ones. So if I feel I need more, I can certainly come back and add it. So because I've only got these big ones and then I've got all these little ones, the other cards will just be little ones. So we'll have it in different styles. And we will see how we go. And I do go through and add some depth to these flowers. You can see these ones do have a coloured centre, and I have used our matching So Saffron Stampin' blends, and they just work perfectly to just add some depth. Even though we've got some beautiful embossing on these, I just think that extra little bit of colour really adds something. And I will do that as a finishing touch along with some opal rounds, or an opal round. I think that finishes the project perfectly. Okay, so kind of want to add another one there. So I think that's that front done. I'm really happy with that. I could have laden those completely, but I would have lost a bit of that colour in the sprig, and I kind of didn't want to do that. So here is our second one, and my third one is just off to the side. I thought I had lost it a little bit, but alas, I did not. So I'll just kind of go through and plan what I want to do. So you can see there from my dots of glue where I will be adding the flowers. And I just spied a big flower in here. It was hidden. So I may use that on the middle sprig here. And I think I've got some super teeny tiny ones as well. Oh, I dropped that one upside down. It almost dropped into place. That one doesn't want to play ball. So we shall just grab another. Now I try not to add too much glue, like as into all of them, because I don't want the glue to dry too fast. Okay, this one, that is a special one. 2 and 3. So I do have this. Where is it? Oh, it's still stuck there. Just didn't release. Okay. Just let me see if I can push these together a bit more to make that nice cluster, and I like that. Okay, so we do have a big one and a small one, and we have this little tiny, which I think will go really nicely in our middle one. We do have this tinsy cluster of 3, and I must have glue on my hand or finger just slightly because it doesn't want to come away. How rude. Okay, so I'm going to put the cluster of 3 there. Okay, I'll see how I go on this middle one. So cluster of 3, perfect. That is like way too much glue, but can't tell when I take it away. This one I may just, so I kind of shared that glue around. And I think this glue may even make a cluster of 3. Perfect. That works well. And just want to put this big one right here. Okay, so this big one can go right there. Then let's see if we can turn over this baby, which we can. Oops. May have to make a cluster of 3 there, we shall see. Need all of these have turned over. Okay, 1, 2. So hopefully you are enjoying me just doing this. If any of you do ever wonder if I do things a little differently with my hands, yes, I do. I do have a disability. It's called Charcot-Marie-Tooth, and it is the awareness month for Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease. It affects about 3 million people worldwide, and it is it's a spectrum of diseases. My one is pretty rare. Actually, I'm really happy with that one. My one is pretty rare. And my children have exactly the same disease, and it is hereditary. I kind of knew that when I was having kids, but nothing was confirmed. I didn't get a to the gene kind of diagnosis until the kids were a little older and our blood got sent all the way around the world. And yeah, we've travelled without travelling, although I have travelled in my younger years, but the kids are there going, we've travelled, and it's like, yeah, right, whatever, guys. So yes, we have travelled around the world to get a diagnosis, so it does affect my hands, and that is kind of the reason why I craft. To keep my hands active. I don't do things as easily as everyone else, but that's okay. I still get it done. I think, well, the people I give the cards to do say they like them and enjoy them. So, hey, that's a good thing, and that's a reason to keep going. And I do like sharing these real-time videos, so then you know it's just not as easy as 1, 2, 3. And yes, some people do struggle with these things, and that's okay. We just get there a little slower, just a titch slower than everyone else. Oh, something's talking in my house. Should I be surprised? No. Oh, I've got a couple here. There you go. Must be Nelly dinner time. Okay. And it's so quiet here, even though it's Wednesday evening, because kids are at karate. And I'm not there, because both the kids have class at exactly the same time. So it's nice for them to toddle off together and us to get a nice, peaceful house, which we quite enjoy, actually. Okay, I think I'm going to put a third one in the middle here, because it's just looking fairly unbalanced at the moment. So as I go through, I just try and work out the balance. And I don't know, it's looking a little top heavy. That will do. That will do. And I do have one of these 3s in here. Do I have another one? I don't think so. Okay, so let's keep going. I think I may need to check my battery level in a second to make sure we still have battery. It's been a bit of a busy day. That one just will not stay. Doesn't help that I've got the other one stuck to my finger that I'm trying to help myself with. Okay, get off. I know it's meant to be sticky, but seriously. So, 1 and 2 and nope. And 3, that'll do. I think we may even slide in a 4th there just for something different. Slide in that 4th, that looks lovely. And I will still have some of these darlings left over. So you don't need all the big ones. You can still get a beautiful result using all the little ones. Okay. I think we need another friend up here. And I think I'm going to use the other little one. So I've just got it up here. And then I think that will finish off our gluing. And I will just quickly pop up and check how our battery level is going. We are still going okay. Good-o. No warnings. Okay, I will put these back in that plastic sleeve. So now I will grab our dark So Saffron Stampin' Blend, and I will grab the brush end, and all I am doing is just putting a dot in the middle of each flower center. And I will show you the difference between the two. So you can see the bottom one has had the Stampin' Blend just dotted in, and the top one's plain. Now, whilst you still get that beautiful embossed look from the die, I think just adding this just adds a little something, highlights that embossing, and just adds depth, because no flower is just a pure single colour. They do have light and shade, and we're just literally creating that. So we are going to pop these onto soft succulent card bases, and they are landscape side folding. So there we go, that is that done. And I'm going to grab our opal rounds, because I can add them on now. I've got a whole nother pack, so don't worry that I haven't got many left on here, because I actually don't. But I'm going to use my largest ones. Now I just push from the side to pick that up, and I just pop one there, because this piece is quite busy and it just draws your eye to the sentiment. So I'm not adding them everywhere, just one on the sentiment. And one more. And one more. And I am going to zoom back out. Okay, I don't know what happened to my filming there. I did get my low battery warning. So hopefully we can get through this last bit of assembly all safely. Okay, I don't need this anymore. I'm going to show you exactly how I adhere these, because we have embossed we've embossed on here. It is super duper simple, and I should have gone this way. Super duper simple, just to use some glue dots. So two and three. Okay, so I'm back. I did just have a bit of a fail with my phone. I am just using glue dots. All you have missed is me using glue dots to attach our vellum pieces to our card. So I just have two more glue dots to attach, and then that is our cards done, and we will just go through what we have used. But I did choose glue dots because they were, oh, I've got two more to do. They are super simple to use, and I do really hope that I have made you think about using some of your supplies a little bit different, because this image here, you look at it automatically and think of a focal image, but no, it is also great as a background image, as I've shown here. And I hope I have definitely made the die cuts the hero of the card. Now, I'm hoping I've given you this information, but I will give it to you again. You can't see the vellum through this, or you can't see it as clearly through this embossed vellum, which is a saviour when we are using glue dots to adhere this down. So I'm just popping this in the middle, and that's roughly straight, just like that. So these are the three cards that we have created. Okay, take 3,000 on this video. We are having an adventure today. So let's do a final look through everything that we have used today. We've used the Brightest Beauty bundle that includes the stamp set and the Golden Beauty dies. I have used the opal rounds as a final little bit of bling. We added some texture using the brick and mortar embossing folder. I added a bit of depth to our flowers using the dark So Saffron Stampin' blend. And let's have a final look at our cards. So a bit of a close-up on the 3 cards that we have made. They are all just slightly different in their placement of all of our flowers. That flower looks like a square one. So to purchase any of these products, I will have a shop link in the description below if you are in Australia. To support me, if you're not in Australia, give me a thumbs up, a subscribe. There are super thanks if you feel you would like to give me some money, which goes directly back into buying products for you guys to enjoy watching me play with. I will see you back on Tuesday over on my Facebook page, so make sure you've gone over there and liked and followed. Thank you so much for this adventure. Have a wonderful couple of days, and I shall see you next week. Bye.